10 signs you are being catfished. Hi everyone, Robert Zink, miracle mentor and Alchemy life coach. And today we are soaring high like a big, beautiful eagle flying in the direction of your dreams and your goals. Reminding you to be sure and subscribe to our channel. Click the bell icon because we're here 5 days a week to empower your life with the law of attraction and, of course, the latest in the mind sciences. So being catfished, let's get into what catfishing is. Catfishing is when someone is not being honest and they're kind of hooking you. They're kind of throwing out that hook, a little bait on there. And what is the bait? The bait might be love. The bait might be increased wealth. The bait might be prosperity. But most of the time, a catfisherman is going after people who they are hungry for love. They are hungry for a relationship. They're hungry for something special. And most of the time today, catfishing takes place on the internet. So high flyers, not long ago, I had a client and she fell in love with a gentleman who appeared to be an international famous model. And he got into some trouble. He got into some difficulty and he asked to borrow some money, about $80,000. She sent him $80,000 over a couple of different payments with the idea that he was coming to New York, that the two of them were going to spend time together and eventually get married. He was deeply in love with her. Well, the truth of the matter is, high flyers, that this international model was never in touch with my client. They never had anything in common. They never communicated. Rather, it was likely somebody out of one of the, I won't say the country. You know, you've gotten letters from them. You've been promised stuff. You know what I'm talking about. But out of one of these third world countries, and this person was promising that he loved her, that he cared about her, but he was doing it under someone else's identity. And of course, they always cover themselves. You have to wire the money to this person who wires it to that. In other words, once you've sent off your money, it's as good as gone. You're never going to get it back. So high flyers, catfishers are people that will tend to, number one, ask for your trust early in the relationship. In other words, the two of you are communicating and they will say, look, I need to share something with you that no one else knows or only a few people know, but I think that I can trust you. I believe that I can trust you. You see, when they do this, they are creating trust on your part for them. It may sound like they are creating trust for you to trust them, but that's only the ploy. The ploy is really, look at, if I trust you with this, then you can trust me with anything, right? Well, so that's number one. Number two is they seldom, if ever, want to show their face. Now, in this example I gave earlier of the supermodel, there was actually a gentleman who, well, he's not a gentleman, there was a guy who looked like the supermodel enough that over Skype or WhatsApp or one of these other services, he could pass as the model. But it wasn't the same person. And so they played this love thing with a number of different females, and they were very successful at it. And to my knowledge, they're still doing it. They are still catfishing. Beware. So high flyers, keep in mind that they will seldom, if ever, want to really show their face. And they will come up with excuses. There's bad reception where I'm at. I'm on my way to the airport right now. I don't have time for that, but I just wanted to touch base with you. they could even say that they have a bad sunburn and they just are embarrassed to show what they look like right now. All kinds of excuses to avoid showing their face. So the next one is the relationship moves very fast. I mean, these catfishers, they want to move fast. They want things to happen. I mean, I can't help it. I know we've only known each other for 3 days. We've only talked for 3 days, but I have never felt so close to someone so quickly in the past. Never. You are very special. I feel like you are my twin flame, like you are my soulmate, like you and I have been called by destiny to do something very special together. This is catfishing. And while somebody could be honestly in love with you and feel these things and say them, this is also one of the techniques employees used by the experienced catfishermen. So high flyers, oftentimes a catfisher will have maybe like a Facebook profile or a profile on social media, but they seldom use it. And the reason is oftentimes the picture that you're looking at of the person that you believe loves you and you're falling in love with, that person isn't the person on the other end of the line. And so oftentimes they don't keep it up because they can't. There's no way to keep up the photo journalism, so to speak, of them on the beach or them at a picnic or hanging out with a group of friends. You don't see any of that. They just don't do it because they can't. So high flyers, catfishers will oftentimes come up with elaborate dreams, especially after you've been communicating with them for a while and they feel like they've established some trust. And one of the reasons for the dreams, look at, if the two of you have dreams together and you're invested in those dreams, you feel like, oh, this is so incredible. We are going all over the world together and we're doing this and we're doing that. But they're creating these dreams because at some point they're going to have a problem that only you can solve with money. Which brings me to point number 6, and that is they are always asking for money. And they'll come up with reasons why, well, my bank account is locked out right now because of this, or I'm involved in a very big real estate deal and I need to show a lot of balance in my account. So I don't want to dip into my own money. So if I can borrow your money just for a couple weeks, just for a few weeks, just for a month or so, I'll get it right back to you. Of course, after a month comes up, something else is going to happen, in which case they're going to need even more money. And it will go on and on and on until you are out of money. High flyers, you know, if you get a letter from someone or you connect with someone on one of the social media sites and it seems almost too good to be true, chances are it is. Chances are that there may be a catfisher behind it. And he's throwing out that hook or she's throwing out that hook trying to get a catfish on, okay? So ask yourself, is this relationship real? Or is it too good to be true? If it is, it might just be. Well, number 8 is that these people oftentimes claim to almost be moving every day. I'm going to London. I got to go to Madrid. I have to go over here. They are very important people, whatever it is, whether they're into acting or modeling or business or producing or whatever it might be, they are always traveling. And of course, that means that they're very, very busy. And that's one of the reasons they can't travel to come see you. They can't travel to come and visit you, even though they promise you that that is exactly what they're going to do. They can't do it because they're too busy jet hopping all over the world on business. They're extremely important, busy people, or so they want you to believe. Well, number 9 is they oftentimes lack proper English grammar. I know that I've gotten calls that purport to be from the US government. And the person on the other end of the line says, I owe so much money, or I need to take care of this before it's too late, and I need to send it to this address, or I need to do this. And oftentimes I will say, do you have a pretty big office where you're at? Oh, yes, we have many, many people. They always say they have a big office. And then I will pause and I will say, can I speak to someone in your office that does not have a foreign accent, that speaks perfect English? And then they will become very angry. And at this point, oftentimes they will hang up. I will never hear from them again. But if you hear some improper grammar, some improper English, and you see improper grammar that is being written to you, oftentimes that's a sign of somebody in another country, oftentimes a third world country, who is catfishing you. Well, finally, high flyers, number 10 is wild stories. Catfishermen have wild, crazy stories. They've got stories about everything. They will keep you mesmerized with their wild stories. But in all the places and all the things that they have done, you are the special one. You are the chosen one. You are the one that they depend on. So you decide for yourself. You know, I believe if love is real, love shows itself in very, very real ways. It's provable. It's demonstratable. Love is a verb. Love is expressed through constant actions. And so if you don't receive action, if all you receive is talk on the other end of the line, then likely you are with a catfisher. Be careful. You don't want to be catfished. You don't want that hook in your mouth. Spit it out, okay? Have a great day because you absolutely deserve it. And be sure and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.